Hey, I'm Max and welcome to the second video about my FPS game. Thank you so much everyone for 200 subscribers, that makes me very happy. Let's get right into the video. The first thing I added to my game is a bullet trace because I found it hard to see sometimes where the bullets were in the air. And also it was hard to find where they were coming from, so if you were getting shot at and you didn't know where the enemy was, it was a bit hard to find. It also looks very cool. Then I started making a few basic levels just to get a quick idea of how the game would feel in a real level. Next I decided to add a replay system to allow the player to see how he got hit the last time. Unreal has a built-in replay system, but let's just say that adding it at first didn't really give me the results I wanted. The mesh of the enemy were flying all around and there was no animation and a bunch of things missing. I started by fixing the enemy's mesh simulations in the replay. Then I showed the player's point of view instead of a freely moving camera. But later I will show the enemy's point of view and the bullet point of view. The biggest problem right now was that the player using slow motion in game caused the replay to get very choppy. And that is simply because using slow motion slows down the whole game, including the replay system, which means when slow motion is high, the game might record the player's position and rotation only once every few seconds, instead of like 30 times per second. But I didn't know how to fix that just yet, so I moved on for now. I made the Killcam use the enemy's point of view and made it so the player mesh and muzzle flash would appear in the replay. Then I made the replay follow the last bullet that hit the player in slow motion, and at the end of the replay I restarted the level. Next I made it so when the player reaches the end of the level, which is done by touching the teleporter, he can either watch the replay of the level or go straight to the next one. Now I really had to fix the buggy replays after using slow motions. I managed to find a sort of workaround by forcing the player to make a net update often. This is not perfect, but it's a lot better. The kill cams are pretty funny when you use a lot of slow motion, because to the enemy's point of view it looks like you're going really fast. If I used the max slow motion and then moved in front of the enemy, the kill cam looks like I teleported because I was way too fast from the enemy's point of view. I then made the enemies turn towards the player and aim in the replay too. I also had to make sure that when you went around the enemy in slow motion, they wouldn't turn too fast, because to them you are very fast. So if they follow you perfectly, then it's like they're turning extremely fast. And I also had to make the enemy shoot in front of them so they wouldn't shoot backwards at you when you were behind them, because previously the code made the enemies shoot directly at you even if they didn't point at you. Finally, I adjusted the energy cost for using slow motion and how fast it goes back up when you speed up time instead. This made the game a lot harder, especially when a lot of enemies are in a closed room, because you have to either hide to regenerate energy or use low amounts of slow motion. If you use the max amount of slow motion, it's going to run out really fast and then you're going to be thrown back at normal time and you're going to lose. You cannot clear a whole room using 0.02 slow motion like before. It is pretty fun, to be honest. Of course, using unlimited energy in clearing the whole level in slow motion is fun too, but there's no challenge. I guess I could put later maybe a difficulty level so players can choose what kind of difficulty they want. Anyway, for now I'll focus on adding important features, and then when those main features are done, if the game is fun, I might add more details and make it look nicer. I don't want to do like my past projects and spend weeks on details only to realize the general idea is bad. So I guess you could still consider this a prototype. Thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more.